Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to our latest installment, our latest season of the Rider Time Archive, and it's the final one for 2025. Welcome everyone. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for sitting through 1971. Thank you for speeding through O's. And now things are getting dark in here because we're in 1987 and a solar eclipse is about to happen because we're here to discuss the Black Sun himself, the original Black Sun, Kamen Rider Black, episodes 1 through 5.
Not RX.
Not RX, not Black Sun,
Not
original.
not the penultimate, what most people would know, growing up in the 90s as the Mass Rider with our Lord and Savior Furbus.
Yes, all hail Labubus.
You know what? We should get a clip of that opening just to play randomly throughout. Well, I know we should do that when we do RX, but I'm like, just randomly just throw it in at times because people don't realize, or again, how could you? Because it was such an obscure show. And at the time, we didn't really think about it. How Kamen Rider at this time, I mean, if you're watching along with us, you understand what I mean. Like, how could we have gotten away with showing this to kids in the 90s, Saban? Like, how could you have gotten away with this? Apparently, I read that the deal was that he wanted to make the Masked Rider, but start with Black. But then chose Black RX because apparently it was more modern at the time. Which I'm like,
yeah. Plus, with the Robo and Bio Rider forms, you could sell more toys. Just saying.
Yeah, but again, I'm like, okay, so which gun do you want? You want the semi or the automatic? Because that's pretty much what Black and Black RX are. I know that people have like compared Zoo Ranger, Die Ranger, and Kaku Ranger to Mighty Morphin and how they went about it. But how the hell did you get Masked Rider out of Black?
Or Black RX.
How did you do that? Because, again, I have not seen Black. I've seen snippets of Black RX. But even so, knowing that this is the show that they were going to bring to America and make into the Masked Rider, I'm like, and again, if you have watched the Masked Rider TV show, again, I always say that time and era for Saban was a very weird time because it's like, how do you go from like heavy metal rip chords and music from Power Rangers to give us orchestral music? And apparently there was music by Ron Weissman that he did for the show, but they said, nah, we're gonna use the Fox. We're gonna use the Fox Orchestra for this.
Alrighty.
I don't know. But how is everyone? We okay?
I'm doing fantastic.
We doing all right? I know the weather's changing. The weather.
Yeah. It's supposed to be cold, but it's hot in the office I work at.
Well, I mean, it's somewhat frosty over here, but then again, we're in the sands. I mean, temperature here is pretty much how the weather is. So when it's blazing, it's hot. But when it's cold, it's frosty. Believe me. It
is a desert, so
you know how
temperatures are more extreme in deserts.
You know how people stick like their beers or sodas in snow? People do that here in the sand. And it gets damn cold. So anyway, so yes, let us go back to a time where there was no Kamen Rider. We go back to a time of big hair, of Walkmans, and the Game Boy.
Oh boy.
The Famicom had just been played, but we wouldn't get that in America till maybe a year or two later.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So what the fuck is a Famicom? You Americans would know it as
uncultured,
the Nintendo Entertainment System. You know.
Yeah.
And well, this Kamen Rider takes place at a time before I was born.
And that's saying something.
I think many of us were not even thoughts in our parents' heads at this point. But what was going on at the time? Well,
there's the Japanese market boom.
I mean, after what happened during the war and everything, I'm like, this was the time that Japan really like stuck it to the world. Sony, like electronics, cars, everything. Like, Japan was like, you know how like people talk, oh, you boomers, yeah, that's what happened. Pretty much, like they were selling, and life was good.
Yeah,
life was
so good that even though Joseph Joestar in 1987, mind you, as much as he hated the Japanese, he still liked their toys, i.e. the Walkman.
Hey, Transformers was a thing back in the 80s, and that was from a toy line called Takara and Diaclone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when people want to say, "Oh, the Japanese," bro, the Japanese invaded, but they invaded silently. Little did you know, your TVs, your toys, your cartoons, He-Man, Transformers, Battle for the Planet. Yeah, all that stuff.
How many American cartoons were really anime just dubbed?
Yeah, seriously, oh, the Japanese are gonna invade. They already did. Mm-hmm. They already did. You guys just didn't say Voltron, Kimba the White Lion, Speed Racer,
Mach Go Go Go,
Mach Go 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 Lion. They changed it to Voltron. You know, it's like, bro. Oh. The Mighty Shogun toy line. That was
that was actually Super Sentai.
That was actually Super Sentai. That was Messenger and a bunch of others. But it's like kids just like, oh, they're just robots. No, bro. No.
These robots. I remember like when like, for reasons I'm not gonna go into, group of girls had to stay in my room with me because, you know, our parents are mutual friends and whatnot. Don't worry, nothing happened between us. And like I mentioned one of my Transformers figures by name because yes, I've collected Transformers toys, and they're like, you named them, and I'm like, you uncultured swine.
They already have names. It's like, oh, you have a doll, yeah, and her name is Barbie. You named your doll. Ew.
Oh, yeah, you know, I should have done that. You know,
yeah, you could have. Like, you know, anyone who gives you like, oh my god, you named them. I was like, yeah, and you have a Barbie, whatever. You named her. Ew, cringe. Get the fuck away. Yeah. But yeah, you know, again, the economy of Japan was actually very, very big. J-pop was a very big thing back then.
Stay with me.
Yeah, stay with me. Plastic Love. City Drivers, like so many of those like songs now that everyone's like, you know, sometimes if I'm in LA or even like wherever and I'm in the downtown area, I just play some J-pop because it just feels so proper for some reason.
Yeah.
It just gives the mood. I'm like, yeah, this music's pretty zen.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously again, this is the 80s, so all around the world, a small little movie had broken the zeitgeist and infected the world and caused a massive change in cinema and in TV. You might have heard of it, but I don't remember the director's name.
Super Raya or something like that.
No, he's an American.
Cameron?
Johnny, Joey, Georgie, something. He made a movie about some war, like some war or something that lasted 3 films. He made some. I don't remember the name of the movie, but it had the title "War" in it, and it had a big fluffy dog. I don't know. I don't think it became so big, but apparently it infected the entire world. That it caused cinema to just like both cinema and TV to just like expand and more than what it was. Relax, guys. I know it's Star Wars. I know. I know. Star Wars had just ended, and because of that, at the time, space epics were a thing. The Kamen Rider had at this point been on a 10-year hiatus. The last Kamen Rider was back in the 70s or early 80s.
Well, so to go into the whole hiatus thing, basically, after Stronger 1975, the show went on hiatus till 1979. Where they essentially tried to reboot it in 1979. They tried to reboot it. The show was just called Kamen Rider, and it featured a new character. And yes, all of the previous 7 Kamen Riders came back. And the character was henceforth christened as Sky Rider. I don't know why, but maybe it probably has something to do with the fact that he could fly or something. I don't know. Like, oh, I'm just kidding, guys. I actually do know. But the point is, it was just popular enough to do one more season. So 1980, we had Super 1, and then we just did not have any more seasons. But then in 83, we had a certain anniversary called Birth of the 10th Kamen Rider Z Cross. I don't know why it's in 1983, not 1981. But we wouldn't have a show after that until 87 with Kamen Rider Black.
Yeah, but and again, at this point, in Kamen Rider's absence, and because of the Star Wars boom, they created the Metal Heroes.
Yep.
So at this point in time, you had Gabon, Spielbahn,
Scheider, Asharivan.
I want to say Jaspin was a thing at this point.
Juspion, Gbon. I think by that point we have like Blue SWAT, Exceed Draft, Wind Spectre, Soul Brain, in no particular order. Yeah, I think if Jacob was here, he'd be able to give us an exact timeline because like he's like more of the miscellaneous expert than we are.
So at that point, and of course we did have the Super Sentai series going on. I think at this point it was 5 men? Masked Man. Okay. So it was the 80s. Live Man had just finished and Masked Man was on the air. There's another
no, Live Man is after Masked Man.
Live Man is after? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew it was like, was it before or after? But I'm like, yeah.
I mean, I could do the Hero Getter song if you want me to. Go to Jaka Trump Cyborg Baturupi by second dance.
Live Man is another like this is like a heavily like if there was an 80s show, Live Man definitely had that for the Sentais. Like that was a relatively dark series.
It literally started off with 2 people getting shot.
Yeah, and the opening was, "Dear friend, why did you sell yourselves to the devil?" Gunshot. Live Man. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
God damn it, guys. This is a kid's show. Yeah. But yes. So at that point in time, life was good in Japan, but they decided, hey, what if we brought back the Kamen Rider? I think it's time. I think we can make something work. And of course, at this point in time, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Shotaro Ishinomori Sensei, was still with us. And he had actually been working on a new Kamen Rider manga called Kamen Rider Black. Now, from my information, what we got in terms of a series and then in terms of the manga is completely different. Some people will literally say that the 92 movie Kamen Rider Shin is more loyal to that manga than Kamen Rider Black is.
Really?
Yes, because of just the premise of it. Like, I know that we're going to touch on it, that our boy does get modified against his will, but it's not a cyborg, it's more of a mutation. And that also happens in Kamen Rider Shin. Yeah. But in the premise of like the tone, what happens, the reason why it happened was different than what we got in Black. Black got the name, Shin got the story. So again, that's why I looked it up, and people will argue. But again, if we look at the actual sources of the Ishinomori Sensei's manga, you're like, yeah. Again, and the reason why Ishinomori was like, doing this was because he happened to be friends with another famous mangaka named Go Negai. That may not ring a bell to you guys, but do you guys know Devilman?
Ooh. Yeah, I noticed that Devilman and Black have a similar vibe.
Yeah. Because Go Negai, he started off with he did Devilman, but he also created another, again, based off of his friend, but he took it a little bit step forward, was another hero manga that is famous, depending on how you see it, Cutie Honey.
Ooh, I like Cutie Honey.
Yeah, Cutie Honey. Yeah, Cutie Honey is technically based off of the Sentai's, and more so the Kamen Rider. It's one hero transforming, but it's a woman. And obviously it's like, how do you not know it's Honey? Well, she changes her body and her hair and changes her outfits. So, and depending on the version you watch, it could be very graphic or not. But yeah,
and there's one version that features a certain person with a certain facial expression.
Yeah, Go Negai is obviously like one of the names that I think all weebs should know. Again, Go Negai, Ishinomori, along with Toriyama and Kubo and everybody that we know. These people made the foundation of things are today. Because if you look at Kamen Rider Black, as we'll talk about it, it basically is like Devilman in terms of its premise and its story. It's very dark. It's very like, what the fuck? And especially at the time, the visuals that were given are like, okay, you know how people talk about the Devilman anime from back in the day, for like around this time.
Oh yeah, like rip them out and like
the ribs popping out, the elongated jaws, the heavy, and people drew this. There was no computers, it was just like, oh, this is so gory.
Yeah, there was no AI.
Yeah. So they decided, hey, let's bring back this Kamen Rider, but they were like, yeah, I think the material is a little bit too much for right now. So Ishinomori Sensei, do we have your blessing, but can we change it up? And this is what we're going to do. And he said, all right. So pretty much I dubbed 2025 the year of Ichigo. Because not only did we get Ichigo, not only did we get many Showa shows, Oz referenced Ichigo so much.
And the brief moment that we referenced Ghost was literally the one thing that had Ichigo in it.
And now, pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting Ichigo again, but it's the 80s version. So brighten up your TVs. I hope you got a barf bag or snacks, because now it is time. What would happen if the Kamen Rider was in the 80s? Let us speak.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we got Forza, though?
Okay, so someone actually asked me, was my theory true? And I'm like, yeah, it was true. So when we spun the wheel You know where we started before we landed?
B3.
B3. We started on B3 and it landed on black.
Can you imagine if it landed on Kuga though?
When we spun it for O's, it was on double and then it landed on O's. So I'm like, okay, it's true. If we spun on a Showa, we're gonna land on a Showa. If we land on a Heisei, we're gonna do a Heisei. So theory confirmed. But I will say this though. Technically, some people say that this Kamen Rider is actually a Heisei show. Not a Showa show. But I'm like, again, this is kind of the in-between Kamen Rider because
I mean, it's definitely not Heisei because like even if we're going by actual year the Heisei era started, we would still be midway through Black RX.
I mean, that's what they pretty much say. But again, since Black and Black RX are pretty much a one show in general, it's like, well, you know, it's kind of in between, ladies and gentlemen. It's in that weird era. So, but regardless, we had gotten many reboots in the 80s. Ultraman had gotten the return of Ultraman. Godzilla had returned to the cinema in Godzilla 1984. So why not bring back the Kamen Rider and make him more gritty and more gory and dealing with a members only jacket?
Wow.
But yeah. Let us begin.
So this season starts off with a guy running.
I seriously want to say that was Shibuya, but I want to say maybe it's Ikebukuro, maybe.
Very likely. I mean, there's like a lot of like
it's a
principal shots of like people doing street performances. It's the Santa Monica promenade.
Yeah, it's a very like downtown. That's why I'm like, I want to say Shibuya, but it could be another one of the districts. But yes, we see a young man running. Just running. He's running. What's he running from?
What's he running to?
He's well, the thing is that we also get to see like people getting attacked randomly. And then he starts like, no, like that's like the trigger that he's like, no. We gotta go. I gotta go. And it's like, what's going on? What's happening? What? We see three random bags in the air, just spinning.
Oh my god! It's Kevin Spacey, isn't it?
Ugh. No, we banished him. Yeah, we see three random bags hovering around the skyline of Tokyo, and for some reason they're chasing this young man. We wind up on the top of a roof, and we find out that these are not bags. They're actually three magi. Not the wise men, but they are wise guys.
Yeah.
They're three priests. And they say, "Why are you running away, our king? Why are you running? Why? He's royalty? What?" But I'm like,
a Prince and the Pauper type of situation?
I don't know, because I'm like, so wait, if you're a king, why are you running away?
From your subjects.
Well, apparently, it's true. It is true. But they're like, he starts yelling at them. I'm like, no, I'm not going. I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm like, yeah, typical rich kid problems, right? I don't want to be. Okay, fine. But they wind up throwing him into a neon sign. And he survived. Which they say, see, the process worked. It actually, because a regular human would have died from that. That means our work here actually did work. The problem is that we couldn't finish because of the interference. And we get a flashback. I want to say that was maybe like an hour ago or somewhat. So we do get to see the priests and whatnot. We see our main guy. What's his name?
Our main character's name is Kotaro Minami.
Kotaro.
Yeah.
Kotaro. Not Keitaro. Kotaro. So,
yeah, but the point is, we flash back to an earlier scene, begging the question.
Well, I'm not a huge fan personally of the whole 3 weeks earlier teaser thing. I feel like, we should start our stories where they begin, not start them where they get interested.
Get out.
What?
Well, luckily it was only an hour ago, so there's not much for us to be like, oh my god. No, this isn't an Ichigo or a Black or an X reference. So
No, thank God.
We find out that Kotaro is being hung up by tubes. Not on a table, by tubes. Just I guess they couldn't have
Wow. At least the Nazis have the decency of putting him on a table.
Well, these are not Nazis. They're worse. They're mutants.
Worse than Nazis.
Yeah, no. So literally, again, people are like, wait a minute, we're talking about a kid who's running away from the bad guys and he was being experimented on. Yeah. Keep that point. We're getting there. Like, I know this sounds familiar, doesn't it? We find out that the kid was actually being experimented on and being made into what is called the Century King, which is apparently like their god or their what I don't know. I mean, why would these robed individuals, when you have so much power, create someone that would boss you around? I don't really know.
That's the thing about being part of a cult,
Yeah, it's a cult. It's a cult. Very much. It's a cult. So what happens is that they summon 2 Dragon Balls, and they're about to insert one into their head to finally finish the process. They inserted something called
a Kingstone.
The Kingstone, not that Kingstone. I mean, I know you want to get a Polytoad or a Polyrath.
Yeah,
I prefer. I like both, but So we get it. So he gets a Kingstone inserted into him. And there's another kid there. Who is this guy?
And why do they look vaguely similar but not completely identical?
Apparently, this is his brother. What's his brother's name?
Nobuhiko.
Nobu-chan. So Nobu is there, and both of them are getting experimented. And again, this is 80s experimentation. This is the 80s, people. Remember, yeah. They're literally getting experimented. They got tubes. They got things getting inserted into places that you shouldn't. I'm like, oh, I've seen this hentai before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. But we get interrupted because why? Apparently, Daddy is here. Apparently he is a scientist. Daddy
wasn't there. Take me to the fair.
Very clever. Now, who has my father? Uh-oh. Someone had some daddy issues. Nothing could be my father from the truth. Who? You said my father. No, I didn't. How? Did not. Shabba! For me, this is a dad issue. Dad issue! Dad! Dad be dad! Oh. Daddy didn't love me!
But in this case, Daddy did love you because he ran interference before the operation could be finished. Mm-hmm. But that wasn't so much for Nobu-chan over here. He saved his son Kotaro, but not Nobu, and sacrificed himself, which again leads into our opening. So you're telling me that this kid was being operated on and being operations are very strong. He was literally being mutated. We're talking about genetic alteration here. We're talking about
he's a GMO. He's a coordinator. It's not a new type.
It's literally drink the black ooze to become a more enhanced version of yourself. And
Oh, Kalima.
Oh, yeah. So what winds up happening is that he runs away. He winds up getting chased into a building. And I want to say that there was a monster here with the priests. If I remember, or it was just the 3 of them.
It was just the 3 of them.
Yeah. So what wound up happening was he fights them, he battles them, but it's just him. obviously he's putting up a fight, but not so much because they have telepathy, telekinesis. It's literally a fighting type versus a psychic. That ain't gonna go.
Yeah.
He gets.
It reminds me of my favorite Generation 9 Pokemon, Locust.
Yeah. He gets slammed through the wall, literal concrete wall. And we're just like, oh shit. You see him and he's laying there. He's got blood from his mouth and everything. He's got the dirty face. He's all banged up. And we're like, oh man, oh boy, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? He stands up, but it's not
more
him.
Bug-like.
It looks like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings, kind of like hunched over and whatnot. I'm like, what? Okay, again, I know why. I understand why, but how come it's always a grasshopper?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
why is it never like, I don't know, a rhinoceros beetle?
Oh, like a stag, a cowanger, a mantis, something like, I mean, I know that grasshoppers are actually very vital and very vicious creatures. Don't get me wrong. There's several intense species, but I'm like, yeah, we see we don't see it. We just see a shadow and an outline of this mangled, grotesque, Cronenberg's The Fly level of like monster in there. And it's like, our king, he has arrived. This is what you guys were doing? I think your king is sick. I mean, sick. I say sick in the term of like, it looks like just a breeze is gonna kill him. This is what you guys were making. Okay. But no, apparently something happened and triggered the transformation that instead of being this grotesque, like insectoid abomination, we get a cool armor set.
Yep.
I guess you push B really fast and stop the transformation.
Midway.
Yeah. So here appears, finally, the Kamen Rider Black, but he doesn't call himself that yet. It's just the Century King.
Mm-hmm.
And he kicks their asses. They get beaten up. And then it's like episode over, I guess.
Yeah. Well, not quite. There's still one more thing that happens.
Please do.
He goes looking for his dad. Or his uncle, but like basically a member of his family, and they meet inside a warehouse. And
that's right.
Basically, he's like, I need to know about your agenda.
We are a secret club because of our agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently Daddy over here, and we find out it's not really his dad. He was adopted by this man to be in his family. Well, it goes into a whole thing about like me and your dad were friends and fellow scientists. Mm-hmm. Again, 80s science. It was literally you were making a contract with the devil back then. Not like we're now, not like we do now. We have notaries.
It's like we were doing an archaeological dig and we ran out of funding, and then Gorgum decided to help us.
I had a hard time pronouncing this group's name, so I said it was Gorgon or Gorgum. But say it again.
Gorgum.
Yes. So apparently, the whole story about like cryptids and like unfamiliar beasts and whatnot that people say they claim exist, such as Nessie, Bigfoot, the Mothman, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, apparently that they do exist. It's not what you guys think. It's a secret society of mutants.
We are a secret club because of our agenda. It is a dark agenda. It is an agenda some other clubs may not agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so, because I'm kind of like scratching my head. What are you guys trying to do? They're trying to take over the world. They see themselves
Our
as
boss.
They see themselves as superior above humans, which again, you're not wrong. You know, I mean, obviously these things can also have a humanoid body. Again, the Guyver was also a very strong influence at this time. So, you know, those Zoanoids seriously could have been a Kamen Rider enemy if they tried.
Yeah.
But so apparently, yeah, Daddy and other Daddy, got two daddies,
Yeah.
were funding archaeological, and they ran out of money, and then these guys showed up and said, "Hey, we'll fund you, but you got to give us something in return." Which is what? Which is you got to join our secret club
Because of our agendas.
We are a secret club because of our agenda.
Of course, Nobukiko's dad agreed.
Yes,
But-
Nobu's dad agreed, but Kotaro's dad did not. He said no, because he was like, because why? The other stipulation was, yeah, you know those two kids that were both born at the same time during the solar eclipse? Yeah. Our kids, you mean?
You want them.
We want them.
No. Well, then I hope you have car insurance and
Yeah.
life insurance.
Yeah. Because, again, Nobu's dad was like, yeah, as long as I protect my family, this and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I get you. I get you, Professor. But, again, Kotaro's dad was like, fuck you guys. I would rather die. Watch what you say, sir.
We are a secret club because of our agenda. It is a dark agenda. It is an agenda some other clubs may not agree with.
So, what happens is, yeah, Kotaro, he gets told that your dad died because Gorgum killed him and your mother. And I decided to take you in and adopt you as my son. Now, the thing is that you all were just babies, and and again, the process really don't work with babies. Have you tried? So, pretty much what Dad did was raising pigs for slaughter, pretty much.
Effectively.
Because he wound up raising them, and he does have a daughter. He does have a little girl also, which is Nobu's actual sister and Kotaro's adoptive sister. But yeah, pretty much raised pigs to slaughter, because by the time they became adults, it's now time to go under the knife. And of course, Kotaro hears about it, like, yeah, but what about Nobu? What happened to Nobu? I could only save one of you, Kotaro. So they still have him. Yeah. Yeah. Is he alive?
Maybe.
Yes, but I mean, so yeah, Kotaro has a right to be pissed off, because it's like, so these guys killed my parents. You knew about it. You didn't tell me, and then you gave us willingly to these people to be some type of mutant lab experiment or something. For what? To keep you alive and safe is why.
Yep, pretty much.
But there's a flaw in that plan. There is, because, well, I can't really say it right now, but we'll talk about it later. But because of that, I'm guessing the Gorgum have, some very good hearing, because afterwards they get assaulted by the Spider-Man.
Oh, jeez.
So
Not again.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh, hell no!
You're telling me that a Kamen Rider's first enemy and opponent is a spider creature?
Where have I seen this before?
Oh my God. We're literally rehashing Ichigo again. But 80s.
Yep.
No bottoms, just members only jackets and fingerless gloves.
Everybody's wearing fingerless gloves.
And big hair. Let us not forget the hairspray.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big hole in the ozone because of it. Thank you, Mom. You know, you had to get that big perm. Okay, thanks. Anyway, so there are 4 Spider-Men, 4 spider creatures. And do they look nasty? They are disgusting.
Yeah, like good job on the costuming.
I mean, David Cronenberg could not have done a better job. I swear. I'm like, did you guys seriously like get the permission from like Tom Mancini or somebody? Because these suits, this is creepy as all fuck. This is this ain't your daddy's.
They really outdid themselves.
Yeah,
I
love them. I really do. The suits in this show with the other monsters that show up, I can't say. Well, I can say kaiju, but and more so, they're mutants. They're animals. They're beasts. They really put a lot of work and a lot of detail into these creatures. That I'm like, yeah, that's gonna give me nightmares. That's really seeing the close up of the spider. I'm like, oh man, I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to see that. I'll tell you what. But we also did get a little flashback of this of how Kotaro got out of the cocoon hive a cave thingy that Gorgum apparently is their secret base. And apparently there's a motorcycle. Just
a very grasshopper-like.
A very grasshopper-like motorcycle. And it flashes lights and, you know, kind of makes little sounds. And I'm like, R2-D2? Is that you? Did you upgrade yourself from being a trash can to a motorcycle? I mean, I know that the Kamen Rider gets their bikes, and obviously, I guess Cyclone in the original Ichigo was somewhat sentient because he could actually call it to him.
Yeah,
and the other riders did have that, but I'm like, yeah, the bike never flashed its lights or anything like that to kind of communicate with him, so that's a first. I'm actually surprised they didn't make it talk. But he escapes with the bike, and he actually summons the bike to help him fight the Spider-Man. But his poor daddy gets dragged off by the Spider-Man and gone up an electrical tower. We actually get to see the spider nom on his neck.
Yep.
I mean,
nasty.
If you're scared of spiders, don't watch this part because he actually gets the whole teeth and everything into the neck, and we see him like fall. We see him like literally get tossed away. Yeah. And of course, just like in any Kamen Rider, if you're a dad and you're a professor,
you're gonna die.
You're gonna die. Save Nobu.
Don't be a professor and a dad in Kamen Rider.
Protect your little sister too. Yeah. And he just dies.
And it just so happens that Nobuhiko's sister sees this.
Well, yeah, we did actually get a whole thing about him being back home, and she actually followed him, but she showed up too late. So what she saw was they pulled up and they saw the dad on the side of the road, dead, obviously. But she also did get to see the Kamen Rider, which I'm like, okay, seriously, guys, did we just step for step just tell the story of Ichigo?
I mean, like, it'd be amazing if, like, Kotaro or Black did not simply just get falsely accused of killing him.
That's what I was going to wait for. I was like, are they going to falsely accuse him of killing the dad? But the thing was that, he transforms, he kills the Spider-Man, and again, daughter and apparently Nobu's girlfriend is here. She's going to be a part of this show. And they find him, and the professor's dead. But then they see, I guess, sees the Kamen Rider walking up, but then it becomes Nobu, so I'm not sure, or it becomes Kotaro. I'm not sure if she's aware at this point of what's going on, but that is episode 1 of Black.
Yeah, great outro music though.
The outro music and the intro music are good. I will say, for a retelling of the first Ichigo episode, not bad. And they actually upped it up a little bit more than what Ichigo did. So I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Now we go into episode 2. What is the title of this one? I had it right here. Damn tablet. But yeah, we get a little bit. Start us off, Mike.
Well, basically, we want to investigate more of like what happened the night before, because it was one hell of a night. You know, you had that surgery done. You became this weird grasshopper thing. Your dad's now dead. And then we flash back to the day before the surgery.
Well, I'm not a huge fan personally of the whole 3 weeks earlier teaser thing. I feel like, we should start our stories where they begin, not start them where they get interested.
Get out.
What? Yeah. Episode 2, Monster Party. So we actually get a little bit of, again, another like flashback of what happened before all this happened. So we find out that Nobu and Kotaro are actually very close. They have a little sister. Let's see. The little sister's name is... God damn it, I had it right here. Kotaro, Nobu. It's either Kyoko or Katsumi. I say it's Kyoko. It's Kyoko. So they like to ride bikes. They're just a bunch of 80s kids running around. But it's also their birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
So Kotaro obviously is doing an investigation before the flashback happens about what happened. You are right. He does notice a lot of grasshoppers around, which he even said there was a lot of grasshoppers as well that day. So we go back. We go back to the day before their birthday, and they're by the ocean. It's a nice breeze. I mean, the family pretty much is a well-off family. Their father is a very respected scientist and whatnot. There's a lot of high profiles for that. I didn't really understand it until finally I'm like, oh, this is for them. So we see a couple of limousines pull up to the yacht club, and obviously
there's even an actress there.
There's a high scale actress that shows up, and they see her. It's like, oh my god, I'm such a fan of hers. It's like, wow, okay. Several scientists, and here we go, cameo time. So one of the guys that show up, it's kind of crazy. So the actress shows up, this and that. The last car that shows up is an esteemed scientist. Now, again, I was like, oh, wait, but everyone's coming out to see him. What's going on? Who is this guy? He is a scientist, very renowned, but it's not because of the character. It's who the actor is that is playing him. This is Shu Korobe. A lot of people are like, who's that? Shit! It's Ultraman.
Yep.
It's Hayato. It's the original Ultraman. He's a little frosty in the roof now, but it is the original Ultraman.
Yep.
So I'm like, whoa. holy crap.
Yep.
You might as well have gotten like, maybe like, I don't know, maybe if Fujioka Sensei was able to, or maybe Kazumi Sensei.
Mhm.
But again, Kurobe-san? Ultraman? God damn. Yeah, so it turns out these are all scientists and professors and a well-known actress. They're invited to the boy's 19th birthday.
Ooh, swanky.
And you want to talk about, oh yeah, this is definitely an 80s party. White tuxedos, that hair.
After Labor Day, no less.
After Labor Day, fashion faux pas. But again, they're rich, so who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On yacht. The only thing missing is Jackie Chan's City Hunters.
Oh, geez.
and the Chun-Li battle on the boat.
Lee.
Again, people don't fucking think that that's an anime movie. It is an anime movie. City Hunters is actually an anime.
Yeah.
When anime was like, not the isekais or the. I mean, yeah, they had Gundam, but it's like a lot of like slice of life or a lot of like action, like spies and stuff like that. The 80s were a very interesting time for anime.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so we get the whole presentation. This is my son Nobu. This is my son Kotaro. It is their 19th birthday.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And the actress almost spills the beans about something.
I question that. So is she new? Did she, why were you gonna, why were you do know that this is a don't say anything situation, but you are just diarrhea of the mouth until Ultraman over here shuts you up, and they give you the death stare. Not the evil look and talk, but just the death stare. Like, what are you saying? What are you like? Oh, forgive me. Yeah, you should have a drink. Thank you. Don't drink it.
No.
Don't drink it. But apparently, out of nowhere, a swarm of grasshoppers attacks the boat.
Yeah.
But no one seems to care.
Yeah, it's like, whatever.
So this filter effect really sucks. But I'm like, yeah, apparently Kotaro and Nobu are aware of it. Their sister and the girlfriend are aware of it. Everyone else is just there talking with grasshoppers all over their bodies and their faces or whatever. It's like, so what? Is no one gonna say anything? Is no one gonna be like, what the heck? Which that leads into Nobu and Kotaro getting on their bikes to go in to see, hey, what's going on with this shit? What's happening? Like, blah, blah, blah. Which leads into the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, fine.
Let's go back to present day.
Yeah.
So Nobu is
and we got more details of the surgery scene where yes, the Kingstone does get implanted. Yes, Nobuhiko gets injured. Yes, we get out using Battle Hopper.
Yes. Is Nobu alive? Yeah. Not in the way you'd want him to be, but yeah, he's alive.
Yeah, technically speaking.
He's I want to say it's more like the Fly 2 like level, that's the Fly 2, like he's kind of cocooned right now, but they are trying to like get Kotaro back because we need both of them.
Yeah.
We can't just do this with one. We need both. Okay.
Yeah, plus he's unstable, probably.
Yeah, we need to fix him. We need to really we need to fix him, He's being rebellious right now. So give him but yes. What else happened in this show?
So we go visit the actress.
Yes. So
she might know the answers to some stuff.
yeah.
So at her place, she's dead.
Yeah, Kotaro calls her and he goes to her apartment. He just rang her up on her you know, like the what do you call those things? It's kind of like when you go into a gate.
Yeah.
So
it's one of those
I guess
message, one of those intercoms.
Yeah, the intercoms. So he just said, "Hey, I hear to talk, you know, this and this and that." Oh, yeah, sure, come on up. She buzzed him in, and right as he got in, he knew something was up. Because, like, again, talk about like 80s horror movie setup. The room is kind of foggy, it's poorly lit. That's the thing about this show. It's so dark. And I'm not talking about its theming. I'm talking about literally, did they not have enough money to pay for lighting? It's very dark in this room, given that it was like afternoon.
Yeah.
So he goes around, he's like, he sees the phone off the hook, and he's like, goes into her bedroom. She is there, just feathers and everything all over. She was literally gouged.
Yeah.
We find her ripped apart, like completely. Like, what happened? I just got done talking to her. Yeah.
That's how fast they operate.
That's how fast they are. Because why? Well, it's not stated because in this series we don't really have like an introduction of monsters or whatever. It's just kind of they just show up. It's not like in the original Kamen Rider, like this is Scorpion Man, Wasp Woman, blah blah blah. You know, no, they just show up. And apparently, by my information, this is a leopard mutant.
Played by a dog.
It's a leopard. Because, so him and Kotaro get into a throwdown into this apartment, slamming through walls, breaking tables, tearing out the furniture. She's not getting her security deposit back.
Nope.
Well, she's dead. So. He gets thrown out of the window, which I think he's like 5 stories up. He survives, but the leopard actually follows him and they start battling in the streets. Is no one seeing this? Is no one seeing a young man fighting a furry in the middle of the street?
A monster came out and grabbed my mommy.
Now you know, dear, there's no such thing as monsters.
Had to do it, didn't you? But anyway, so our monster decides to book it because it's like, nope, gotta go. And they say it's a leopard. Which a leopard? Not a cheetah?
You look like a dog.
No. When they transform, it's a dog. It's a dog running. I mean, okay, you can't really train wild cats to do much, you know. They're cats.
And household cats will just say F you and then just like go into the scratching post.
I mean, the big cats are just a bunch of babies, but they too will say fuck you, but they'll maul you, you know. So yeah, we get a dog to run in a very original Ichigo type of way. Remember when Ichigo would ride his bike and he would like to show that he was going super fast? You get like the yellow streak.
You get the lines. Yeah,
we get blue lines here
blue
for the
lines.
dog, but
hide that dog face.
Yeah, midway through the transformation, he transforms from a leopard back to his mutant form.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I know leopards aren't that fast. Well, they're agile, they're sneaky, but they're not fast. They're not that fast. A cheetah would have made more sense, but commence the battle because now Kotaro decides to transform and fights against the mutant. I want to say Kaijin, but they're mutants.
Yeah.
Literal mutants. Let's see here. What else? Apparently the dog was a German Shepherd.
Yay.
Let's see. What else?
Not much else.
Pretty much we have the basic Kamen Rider fighting the monster. Oh, we actually do have a rider punch and a rider kick in this show.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing back to the original Ichigo, there was. I mean, I know that Sky Rider, Stronger, and all of them had their gimmicks, obviously, with finishing Kaijin. But here it's just a simple punch and a kick, and depending on the effect, you either explode or you implode.
Mm-hmm. I remember that one joke where it's like, he's gonna implode, he's gonna explode and implode.
Yeah, it's weird. But the thing is that Kotaro was trying to get information from the Kaijin, or again, I'm sorry, the mutant, about where the headquarters for the Goma are, because it's like, yeah, I don't think these things can talk. It doesn't really look like it. All they do is snarl and growl at people, so But yeah, that was pretty much episode 2, Monster Party.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. I mean, typical Kamen Rider affair.
Yeah.
But then we go on to episode 3, Strange and Strange Cyborg.
Yeah.
So basically, to sum it up, Kotaro investigates a bizarre string of abductions and conjurings of the schemes by the Burmish to bring him down. So, this one was actually one you said you enjoyed.
Yeah, it's a fun episode.
What do we got? We got people disappearing from a train.
And what's also interesting is how the female priest, she has like those paintings where she predicts the future.
So is that actual, like, I mean, they're predictions, obviously, but how accurate are these predictions?
Well,
like, it kind of makes it seem like again, the painting was like, I'm not sure if you noticed, but the fact that there was an airplane slammed into a building or 2 buildings, I'm like, whoa. That's a little, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm reaching too far into this, but I'm like,
what I found really interesting is how big his helmet was.
Yeah.
In that one picture.
There's this big Mount Rushmore style of his head in the aftermath of this.
It's like, you might think maybe it's a close-up, but no. Like, look where it's plastered.
It's, I mean, and again, it's pristine. It's not like there was like a statue or something. It's just like it's pristinely there. But again, you see among the chaos and everything like that, it's literal Armageddon, pretty much. Yeah. But I'm like, how accurate is this? Especially for this. Do we have names for these priests yet or no?
We kind of do, but like, you forget them very quickly.
I just look at them as the priests, honestly. I'm like,
yeah, honestly,
I cannot for the life.
All I know is that the priest with the green mask is a midget in the remake.
Again, I haven't seen Black Sun, so I might just go watch it right after this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Apparently their schemes, their plan is to abduct as many people to get the Kamen Riders' attention.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they position more that there's supposed to be 2 Century Kings, but one of them is supposed to kill the other. And I'm not gonna lie though, at this point in time, looking at the silhouettes, it looks like it's literally just 2 Kamen Rider Blacks. It's like they haven't made the Shadow Moon suit yet.
Which, again, when we get there, people are going to be like, wait a minute. Isn't that? Yeah, it is. So you're telling me he was already, yeah. Then why the fuck? I know. Well, continuity-wise, it kind of goes into the next series. This show is 2 parts.
Yeah.
But it'll take us a minute to get there. But yes, they did bring up the fact that, so we have to make 2 of them, and they must fight to the death.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever comes out victorious will be our king. What?
Mm-hmm.
What? Why?
I have no idea.
I'm like, so you go through all this process of getting fit, agile, strong, and you're going to make them fight to the death, and whoever barely survives is strong enough to be the king. Let me ask again, why do you guys feel you're superior to human beings if this is how you go about deciding your leaders?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the cult aspect is pretty awesome. They even said we must summon our mutants now, and I'm like, ooh, roll call. And yeah, no, they do. It's kind of creepy how like every time they talk about them, there's one in a lake. There's a bunch of bats flying around. Some of them crack out of eggs or come out of slime or something. I'm like, oh, this is creepy, but I love it. I don't like this caterpillar-looking thing, though. That's freaking me out.
Yeah.
But, your premise of making a king.
Mm-hmm.
No. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do get a lot of cool shots of, like, kaiju coming out of, like, different parts of Japan.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. I like that part. I liked how they were all like coming out and everything like that. So like creepy and disgusting. I'm like, this is awesome. But,
it kind of reminds me of Wicked City.
Wicked City, the 80s Devilman anime when they referenced the difference between the angels and the demons.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm like, all right, so your plan is literally to hijack a train with a bunch of people to get Kotaro to show himself. And they're not too happy that Kotaro is now calling himself the Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, that's stupid. Your face is stupid. But yeah, we forgot to mention that their little sister is now, they have a hideout or they have a base of operations.
And I'll give you 3 guesses as to what it is. Is it A, a curry shop, B, a Hawaiian-themed restaurant with a dance floor, or is it C, a coffee shop?
It's actually amazing how many coffee shops are actually in Japan. Not Starbucks. I mean, like actual coffee shops.
Mm-hmm.
It's a coffee shop.
It's a coffee shop.
It's a coffee shop.
Yeah.
So apparently, Kotaro tells his little sister that we can't stay at our mansion because it's dangerous, obviously. And so he goes to a spot that he and Nobu would frequent. And I was expecting, well, the actor who was Tachibana is still alive at this point. I'm like, we're at a cafe and there's... Is it? No, it's someone else. But referencing Tachibana Sensei. Like there is a reference to him because if you notice in the cafe, there's a poster that says Tachibana behind. So yeah, well, so wait, what? So she's gonna be working at this coffee shop? Or like, yeah, she's working it right now because the owner decided to go out deep sea fishing and scuba diving for a bit. So he's like, yeah, you take, I believe in her that she can run the shop. You just met her. Okay, fine. She's gonna run the coffee shop for the time being.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
So, yes, we have this whole thing about, so apparently a train goes through a tunnel and everyone is missing from the train.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was the Cyclops from GOD available on loan or something?
I have no idea, but then again, most people would probably say are they trying to rip off the Mugen train? This was way before that.
Uncultured tourists.
Yeah. Bunch of animals. Yeah, so Kotaro decides to investigate and he goes into the tunnel and he finds a little boy inside the tunnel saying that his mom disappeared and everyone else, they don't understand why, but all he remembers is that he felt silk. He felt some type of silk. And then everyone was gone.
Yeah.
What
does
That's kind of weird. Silk?
Silk.
Okay. All right. So apparently people are being abducted as well on the random streets of Japan. And we find that a couple of them are actually strung up by the overpasses or by streetlights by silk. Or like, oh man, is it the spider guys again? No, it's something even uglier.
Oh jeez.
It's a caterpillar monster.
Really? Not even a butterfly.
And a very grotesque looking caterpillar monster at that. This suit is just like, it looks like oils and pus. It's disgusting, but I love it. Yeah, so apparently they go off and they capture all these people, put them in cages, and call out the Kamen Rider that you must come out. It's the lady priest who is involved in this. Now, don't know her name yet, or don't wish to know. But she starts going up. It is the prophecy that you will destroy this world and that you will be, blah, 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 and the Century King. And I'm like, we don't know that. Don't know that. You just said 20 minutes ago that we have to get him so he can fight his brother, and then we know but we don't know who that will be. Then why are you saying that it's gonna be him? Spoilers. Sheesh. But yeah, we wind up getting a battle between the priest, the worm caterpillar monster, and the Kamen Rider. Very, very heavily on the special effect here. I like these practical effects.
Yeah.
Oh, the days of practical effects. How I miss you. Oh, we wind up stomping our caterpillar monster, literally, and we think he's dead. But remember, Kotaro, caterpillars don't have bones. They're kind of gelatinous. So what you thought you killed him, you really didn't. I also forgot that the hostages they have them on top of cages and stuff.
Yeah.
And they start throwing the cages at Kotaro, but then he catches them to save the people. I'm like, wow, you're using hostages as fodder? You guys are evil. Shocker never did that.
Wow, Shocker wishes they did that.
Yeah, Shocker wishes. But a quick punch and a kick here. The caterpillar monster is destroyed. Kamen Kotaro winds up thwarting the priestess's little scheme, whatever the hell that was, and releases everyone. He doesn't say anything. Everyone sees him, and it's like, who is that? Who is that? He just and takes off. Yeah. Only for the little boy to say, to Kotaro later on, my mom was saved by the Kamen Rider. He protected them from the monsters. He's called the Kamen Rider? That's cool. Like, yeah, he beats up monsters. I'm like, they're mutants. Get it right, kid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was episode 3. The Strange and Strange Cyborg.
Yeah.
Creepy caterpillar monster. I will say that.
I will. Yeah.
Were there anything that we missed on this episode?
All right, so let's go on to episode 4, which also is fun in its own right because here we have some form of vampirism.
The devil
and don't worry, there aren't any tusks.
No. There are. What is that? It's a proboscis. Even worse. I mean, teeth are one thing, but have you ever really seen a mosquito or bloodsuckers take blood from an animal or from a person?
Have you read the Pokédex entry for Beautifly?
Yeah, no. But I mean, legitimately, have you seen documentaries about ticks, fleas, and all that stuff and how they feed?
I don't need to because I've seen them do it in real life.
It is nasty. But such is the way of life. So apparently we have a friend of Kotaro who's a motorcyclist. Shocker. That is the whole episode pretty much is like, what is it that you want to or what is it you're going to give up to succeed, or how much will you give just to be number 1?
They could have easily done a Scorpion Man episode out of this.
They could have, because the guy, his friend, gives himself such a hard time. He's like, Kotaro, I know you could have done that. I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you putting yourself down? You wanted to eat shit or something? So yeah, we do get a scene beforehand of a guy trying to run track and field. And this is a heavy premise because the scientist who is played by Ultraman is prominently here. He winds up, the track and field guy is like, he took the offer, but he's finding out that his left arm is becoming strangely furry.
Yeah, that's
so
weird.
Pretty much. Yeah, this guy has.
What kind of anabolic meds have you been feeding me, man?
Yeah, he's been roided up, but apparently the roids have been making him into another leopard mutant, I guess. And he's not like, he wants nothing to do with Hayato at this point, or the doctor at this point. But the doctor says you can't run away from this. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Because our track and field guy winds up dying by a flea.
Yeah.
A flea. Yeah, fleas are not very good looking to look at, honestly.
They're not.
And we get to see this poor bastard literally get drained of blood by the flea. We don't get to see the aftermath.
Nope.
You want to see that? Go watch Godzilla 1984.
Or just anything from the 90s.
Yeah. So, yeah. Now we cut to what is going on in the premise of the show, which is Kotaro's friend is a motorcyclist and he wants to be the best that he can be, but he just doesn't feel he's confident in his skills enough to do it. Now, he's not being a dick to Kotaro, or his little sister who happens to be on the team, but he's like kind of being a dick just because he feels he's not good enough. I've heard this story before. So he winds up bumping into the professor, and the professor presents him his card, and he says, "Look, man, I know, I feel how you're going about it, and let me tell you, that's not a good feeling to have.
Mm-hmm.
What if I were to help you, Doctor? He's not. I mean, he's an athlete, but not in the proper sense of the word. I mean, his sport is more about his machine, about his motorcycle, not like physical, you know. So what could you do? What could you offer to enhance his racing prowess? Get him a better motorcycle, better mechanics. I'm going to modify you."
Oh, geez.
How would that help?
Well, you know what they say. It's not the motorcycle, but the rider.
Yeah, but again, if the motorcycle is just a standard engine, and you're racing against like engines that are more higher velocity, why not just upgrade the damn engine? So yeah, the Doctor, our Ultraman here, decides to put on his best Max Headroom outfit.
Right. What kind of outfit would that even be? Max Headroom is literally ahead most of the time.
Well,
like, very rarely, like, you might see him wear a suit, but like it's you know what? This is the perfect opportunity for me to watch Earth Girls Are Easy.
It is literally the point that I'm like, this is amazing, because obviously you get to see Kuro Sensei get his hair spiked, and he puts on like this
prosthetic
this prosthetic eye thing, and he gives himself a mechanical arm and whatnot. I'm like, what are you doing? I am about to doctor.
Can you speak proper grammar?
Yeah.
Silly robot, you know, talk right.
Yeah. Well, he winds up doing it. He winds up causing him to. He does mutate him. He does. We just don't see it right away. But why did you have to go and do that, Doctor? Okay. So, yeah, the premise of the show is pretty much like the premise of this episode is pretty much like his friend gets mutated unwillingly, even though he willingly went to the doctor.
Oh, so it's not so much 1971 Scorpio Man as much as it's 1979 Scorpion Man.
Well, the thing is that so he did get the process done. He did get everything done. And instead of becoming a scorpion, I guess he's a wolf man. He's a werewolf. He's a lichen. He's a filthy dog. Because throughout the entire episode, he does kind of get a little combative with his sister and Kotaro. Like, you know, like he just
like, bro, that's out of character.
He doesn't feel like he's good enough. That he's this. I'm like, this is not a me problem. This is a you problem. So how the heck did this? And again, we do get to see him transform, very American Werewolf in London level, but just in the facial area of him transforming into a werewolf. But the premise of that is just that they could and they did. But the process isn't 100% yet. It's just kind of slowly happening.
Yeah.
Which, again, causes a bit of trauma within the family. But our main focus is not the Wolfman. It's those pesky fleas that they get. Because the monster of this episode is the flea mutant that, again, sucks blood and uses his needle-like proboscis to do it.
Yep.
Ugh. But man, is it good. We do get a confrontation between the Wolfman and the Flea, and it's like, Kotaro tries to save him and he tries to snap him out of it. And it does work, technically. I guess if I'm understanding right, I guess the Flea, when he tried to get the Kamen Rider, got the guy and sucked out the wolf's bane from his body. If I'm understanding it right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, wait. So he was being transformed. He was being, made into this. But because apparently the Flea happened to land and then suck that, it stopped the process.
Mm-hmm.
Am I understanding that right?
Yep, pretty much.
So the Kaijin, the mutant here that made him or that helped made him kind of fucked it up. Because he's being a greedy pig. I gotta give me my blood. Yeah, whatever. It saves the guy. The Kamen Rider fights and then knocks him off a cliff. It's very cool that they just threw the costume over a cliff. Like you could just see it go limp as it falls like at least a good 20 feet from a cliffside. And then it explodes and dies. We do get a little reprimandation from the doctor because, again, the priest let him take care of this. And it's like, you failed us, doctor. You guys gave him the flea. Mm-hmm. It would have worked if he didn't have a bloodsucker on his side, But whatever. I guess his friend is cured and is safe now, and he's now more confident in himself. And now he's good with his sister and his family that he will now continue racing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, at least we got that daddy situation where he was able to reform.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. All's well that ends well.
I mean,
as Shakespeare would say.
Yeah. The episode was okay, but it could have been one of those again, that's the thing with Showa shows is that they're episodic. Not really much is going on other than what's happening in the story.
Yeah.
But now we go into our final episode 5.
Yep. This one involves a peace conference, and we don't have to go all the way to Switzerland.
Yeah, what's the episode 5? Run through the maze, Kotaro. Okay, so synopsis. Kotaro investigates a town from being brainwashed by a goat kaijin, hoping to control it for the Gorgon to ruin an international peace conference.
Yep, like I said, International Peace Conference.
So,
if this sounds like an episode of Ninja Storm, it should.
So, how is interrupting a small farming town in the middle of bumfuck nowhere going to ruin a peace conference?
Gorgon logic.
I mean, you could ruin the agricultural level of everything. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, no joke. We have the salmonella and the spinach. Bad produce.
Absolutely.
That's horrible. That's horrible stuff. But again, put the bright on this episode because this episode takes place mainly in the dark. A lot of night shots. So Kotaro on his travels goes up to the mountains to try to investigate more of this organization of Gorgon. And he runs into a kid. and a farming village that just seems all levels of what the fuck is going on. Random people are stomping on the vegetables, their crops that they've worked so hard for. And just causing all levels of chaos in terms of like burning and property damage and all that stuff. And well, the kid tries to stop it, and everyone is like on this kid's case, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what? And to the point that Kotaro gets involved. And it's like, why are you punishing the kid? You should punish these people for what they were doing. They're ruining your crops. And it's like, again, the death stare. Outsider, why are you getting involved? Is this Children of the Corn or something? What the fuck?
Yeah.
No joke, seriously. Because again, all these farm people take the kid, and it looks like they're gonna sacrifice him or something. They're gonna do something to him. Kotaro is kind of like he's been banished. He's been like, leave before something bad happens. Although he doesn't, because he's got to investigate because what's going on. He does find someone praying at a shrine, though.
Yeah.
And apparently there is a goat-headed statue that is being prayed at. And I know what you're thinking. No, it's not. It's not Belphegor. It's not Lucifer. It ain't even Mammon. Apparently, the priest have sent a goat mutant to this farm town, and has brainwashed the entire community to the point that they are performing cultish sacrifices and prayers.
Yeah.
I don't shit on anyone's religion. Believe what you believe, but if the whole thing is to kill random people just because they talk out, I think you might be in the wrong profession. Although, again, what does this farm town have to do with the peace conference? Well, no, seriously, what does it have to do with it?
You see, what's really interesting about Gorgum is that it introduced episode 2 introduced this really interesting premise where like it isn't just a mysterious group of terrorists or just like part of an organization. They're trying to recruit like random athletes and petty crooks to become their members. No, this was already like a cabal of like businessmen, celebrities, politicians, like full Illuminati. Like it wouldn't be surprising if some of the people in the UN in this universe were also members of Gorgum. So of course, Gorgum would want to get involved with this peace conference.
But what does this town have to do with the peace conference, though?
Yeah, that part I don't know. Did they at least establish that this town is where the conference is taking place? Because you'd think it would be, I don't know, at a Japanese embassy, out of like an embassy place somewhere in Tokyo.
The Four Seasons or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently this random town is now all its people are brainwashed by some cloven-hooved, just with slanty-eyed goat sucker. As for why, I'm like, other than the heavy cult vibes I'm getting here, maybe that also is like, yeah, it's a cult. So Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be in the cities. Sometimes it can be out in the middle of nowhere. And
yeah. I mean, how many times did Shocker keep a base out in the middle of nowhere? But it just so happens that also in the middle of nowhere is a random farming village.
Yeah, for some reason, it just happens to be there. And this is again, this episode is properly mooted because the goat actually does look like a proper rendition of Belphegor by its style, the long horns and the face, obviously. Using fire and electrical powers to fight against the Kamen Rider, and also at night. It's a very interesting episode in terms of theming, so the Kamen Rider is literally fighting a cult. Legitimate cult this time. Not Nazis, not some evil organization, legitimate cult.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right. So we also did get a premise of one of his sister's friends who got involved with this. I guess that's why he went out there, because she went to go to family who lives out there, but then she got hurt. But then she kept going up on the roof all the time.
Yep.
Almost throwing herself off, just she was being told to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this goat's got telepathy. But yeah, a Resident Evil cutscene later, getting out of a house by a swarm of brainwashed zombies and battle with a goat later. Who knew that cutting off the horns of the goat would turn on the lights? Because obviously, yeah, he does a rider chop and kills the goat, causing everything to come back. And the families and everyone are now reunited. They don't really remember much of what happened. They just know that something happened, but the Kamen Rider came and saved them.
Yeah. And so in other words,
monster came out and grabbed my mommy.
Now you know, dear, there's no such thing as monsters.
Yeah, again, just like Illuminati, it comes and it goes. Again, God knows why it was why this little mountain village town was integral to the peace conference. But it does go off without a problem.
Yeah.
And I guess the little boy that he saved presented the people with the bouquet of flowers. So, all right.
Awesome.
Cool. And then next thing you know, Jason, Zach, and Trini left to go to said peace conference. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. 5 episodes of Kamen Rider Black. The saga continues of Ichigo. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Well, I mean, at least it's not rehashing Ichigo through and through. Obviously, that would have been mad at if we had to go through all that again. But the first episode obviously is an homage to Ichigo and its origins. Golgum is an interesting premise because obviously for the longest time, the Kamen Rider always fought against some evil organization, whether it be Nazis or
Amazon was the first time he fought an ancient civilization.
Yeah,
but yeah, and Super One's the first time aliens were involved.
They were trying to really not distance themselves from the original, but it was what's popular right now, what's big, what's going on. And of course, cinema, movies, and whatnot had dealt with a lot of otherworldly things. Devilman was a big thing, and dealing with angels and demons, and again, the X-Men were a big thing in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
So the cause of mutants and everything. I'm like, there's an idea. There's an idea. What if we did an occult of mutants? Trying to take over the world and whatnot. Not bad. Not bad, honestly. I was like, if I swear to God, if we deal with Nazis again, It is a very dark show, and I'm not talking about just its premise. I'm talking about its lighting as well.
Yeah.
When they're outside in the daytime, it's bright. When it's night or when they're in a building, it's dark as all hell.
Yeah. I noticed that. And I get it. They're trying to go for the late 80s aesthetic.
Yeah, but I mean, again, there's just something about the 80s that really, you knew it was the 80s. I don't know why, but it's like, it's like I know that the Goonies was like more so like late 80s, like 90s level, but still, it's an 80s movie. You knew just by the feel of it, it's an 80s movie. Gremlins was also the thing. Poltergeist. This kind of feels the same way watching it. It feels like this is really focusing on the times.
Yeah.
For some reason, this type of directing style and this type of lighting was very prevalent in 80s media. So, and of course, Ishinomori Sensei had a say in this series as it went on. I believe also the director who started the Metal Hero series also directed this show.
Mm.
So, there's a premise of like both the darkness that Ishinomori was given along with because if you look at Black's outfit in terms of his rider suit, it does kind of give off like Space Sheriff vibes. Even though it's like, yeah, they based it off of Ishinomori's design, but apparently there's a SIC figure that they released back in 2001 that actually gave us what Black was supposed to look like or is in Ishinomori's manga. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that how like when Kotaro transforms, it's not just the comp, but he has like a bug face first and then it turns into the rider outfit. Yeah, apparently the Kamen Rider in the manga, it was able to open its mouth and use kind of like the Orphanok King in Fies. Like that level of like, what the fuckery.
Yep.
So I was like, I got freaked out just by the Orphanok King doing it. I couldn't imagine if a Kamen Rider actually did it. So it was supposed to be more biomechanical than it was supposed to be mechanical. Because if you look at Black, it does kind of give off like the Space Sheriff, like the Metal Heroes type of aesthetic that was very popular at the time. But again, this show was more towards like the teenagers that grew up watching, like Stronger, Black, and maybe to older fans because that indeed they did sell toys for the Kamen Rider, but this was at the time that now they knew that the fans had grown up. Those who would watch Ichigo are now like 30, 40 years old, and those that saw like Sky Rider or even Z-Cross were already like in their late teens or early 20s. So to bring back Kamen Rider, especially in the late 80s, they had to like really hook not just the kids, but also the older fans, which I think they've been doing a pretty good job so far. In total, these episodes, all 5 of them, I want to say it's a 7 in total for me.
Yeah, I mean, I would give the first 2 episodes a 9. Episode 4 and 8. The other 2 episodes kind of a 7.
Because the thing is that I mean, I'm not saying that I missed the whole like introduction of a kaijin or something like that, but the monsters I think are very well sculpted here. The priests so far have been interesting in their own right. What we know so far.
Yeah, like going into it for the first time a few like 5 years ago, I honestly thought that, it's crazy that I did indeed watch Kamen Rider Black 5 years ago, almost exactly. Like, holy bleep! Like, I because I remember, like, I was watching all the Showa era seasons in 2020, like, it's starting in September, and I was like, and it was like basically a season a week. Aren't you guys glad we're not doing that in real life, though? Uh, but basically, yeah, like, yeah. So like 9 weeks into September, like, so it would be like around this month when I would have watched Black all the way through. So it's like, yeah, I watched this 5 years ago this month. But yeah, no, going into it, like I was expecting like very boring monster designs because like so what I've seen so far at back then was just like generic, like anthropomorphic animals and stuff. But no, they did not disappoint with this because it's like even the spider dudes, like they really outdid themselves. I mean, like you want to see a generic spider? Look at the spider Grongi from the first episode of Kuga.
I mean, I will say that I mean, most of these kaijin are just again, they're just animals. They're not like anything like like Power Ranger or even like Geldom fusions of different things. Obviously, they're very beastmen like, but again, the goat, the flea, the silkworm, like you saw them, but the thing was, we didn't really focus too much on them. That kind of was the problem. Was it's basically the story and then the kaijin, and then like obviously to get a good look at the kaijins at times was kind of difficult, because of the lighting and whatnot. But when you did get to see them and you get to see every single like orifice and pore on them, it's like, no, that is a goat, but it's a very like creepy looking goat. It is a very creepy looking jaguar, and again, people are dying in this show. Normally, I mean, obviously in Showa, they weren't afraid to say that someone had died, but this was where we really emphasized like someone got their heart ripped out or torn apart, or like thrown off a building or thrown on electrical wire. Like they were not afraid to show any of that in the 80s. So, is this your daddy? Is this your daddy's Kamen Rider? No.
And is this your son's? No.
This is like your edgy teenager's Kamen Rider. This is like we gotta make it dark and edgy, like most DC and Marvel films have been trying to do for years, and they've sucked. Because depending on the material, I'm like, no, Ishinomori did create a darker rendition of the Kamen Rider. It's just that they chose to like maybe take it back a bit, but still hold on to it. The monsters, the kaijins, everything, the organization that they have. Again, you did touch on the fact that the Gorgum, politicians, celebrities, and all that, and we did see it here. Like we find out that, like, yeah, there's a bunch of doctors and politicians and stuff that are a part of this Illuminati type of bullshit, which I'm like, speaks volumes even in today's society of like, what the fuck is going on with politics, Only to like, yeah, there's an evil occult behind the scenes. As of right now, we know nothing about these priests, and I'm kind of liking the vibes that they're given, but I hope we still stick to that. But looking into my research, well, we'll see. But I didn't. It's different. It's fun.
All right.
That's about it.
Are you excited to go through the rest of this?
You know, if I am, but at the same time, I'm like, it kind of sucks that. Well, I mean, it's common knowledge that this is one part of two, and we're not going to go into two right afterwards.
Don't worry. It's like they're barely even gonna mention things from part 1 and part 2.
Well, no, I know that. That's all. I was like, well, but again, I want to know because it's like, okay, we have it's black, and then there's Black RX, so that's.
I mean, I did not think we would get black this quickly. To be honest, like my money was on like I don't know. Amazon, Agito, Force, Ghost. I would hate it if we ended up landing on Ghost, but it was there.
There was, yeah. It didn't really hit me of like, you know what, either or. It's fine with me, either or. But
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, well, we're here now, so we're back in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, for what it's worth. When we spin the wheel again next time, there will only be 3 entries from the Showa era out of 16.
I swear, if we get Hibiki.
No, but it would be fun if we did get another Showa one again.
Well,
it's like those memes. It's like those memes where like you like spin the bottle and it lands on the one thing you didn't want it to, and then you spin the ball again where like the area of the thing you don't want is smaller, but it still lands on it, and then like you make it where it's like not even in the circle, but the bottle still lands on the thing outside of the circle.
Yeah. No, but. Again, I feel like this is proper because again, 2025 is the year of Ichigo for us. We have had nothing but Ichigo in terms of reviews, in terms of like modern shows such as Kanzaburo and Zets, and now we got Black.
Yeah, not to mention, like, keep in mind, Ichigo did show up in X.
Ichigo did show up in X, and again they referenced that, but it's a good thing that they're doing their own story. They did reference Ichigo, but it's not like they're retelling Ichigo in an 80s setting. So thank God for that.
Yeah.
Well, what do the people have to say?
Alrighty. Okay. The 80s were one hell of a time for Toku.
Oh, you don't know the half of it.
Mm-hmm.
Lol. What?
Well, someone's having a good time from the looks of it. Hello, Miertika Suzuki. I could never understand why you need 2 candidates. I mean, if it was an election, that would make sense. Like, everyone who voted for Black Sun, say aye. Everyone who voted for Shadow Moon, say aye. Yeah, the ayes have it.
I guess it just has to be a thing, you know? I'm like, well, again, how would you have gotten a secondary writer or a partner in this show? Like, you know, in modern Kamen Rider, it just happens. Like, oh, the person was either there the whole time, or it's just like someone randomly gets it. In Showa, it's like they were
not there.
They were just there. As in terms of the 80s, well, what do we do here?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, we're gonna do something, but it just won't make much sense because
it's like with X, Stronger, Skyrider, and like basically V3 becomes the default second rider, but in the context where like Kuga's a tertiary rider in a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, we have Black, and then we have Shadow Moon, which is not a big shocker.
Which we're not gonna see for like a good 30 episodes.
But again, Shadow Moon was more prevalent than RX, wasn't he?
2 episodes.
Really?
2 episodes.
They made him seem so much more so, I feel like.
You'd think. Like even in Saban's Master Rider, they rewrote Shadow Moon to be like, oh, we'll take one of Dax's friends that we saw in the first episode and the backdoor pilot from that prior episode of Power Rangers. We're gonna brainwash him, turn him into like a clone of the Master Rider, like where he's like evil and silver. It's like, oh, and now we're gonna make him fight him for 2 episodes, and of course he has to use like his his gold form, Robo Rider, in order to defeat him.
Again, but the love that Shadow Moon gets, it's kind of like again but Kamen Rider Black is actually very popular in Japan, and I can kind of see why. But
and the original and the Black is popular in the Philippines.
It's kind of crazy how, like, you know, when we're going to go through this, and again, researching and looking at it all. Thank you to the YouTube channel Blue Nova. Blue Nova. It's a channel that I have frequented many times. Giving the I'll see if I'll put it in this episode down below. Does Kamen Rider Black deserve the hype? So far, I don't follow the hype. I have never have. Learning about Shadow Moon and Sun, I'm like, all right, we'll see how it goes. Let me give you my opinion towards the end. But that's actually where I got most of this information from. So let's see how this goes with Shadow Moon and Black.
All right. Main character was hold on. I think I skipped one. Hold on. Wait. Main character was a Heaven Dragon. Child friend rival was a. I think he.
Are you referencing X?
Looks like he's referencing X.
Are you referencing X? Is that what you're doing?
It looks like X.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Two best friends who are practically brothers.
Yeah,
wow.
That's what he's doing. Yeah, and there happens to be a little sister.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my. Wait. So you're
telling me girlfriend? Yes.
So are you telling me that Clamp, the famous mangaka company primarily made of women, created a series that was semi-inspired by Kamen Rider Black?
I guess so, since it's 1996.
God damn. Now I know a lot of people are like, what's X? If you don't know, you're too young and get out.
I saw X by accident on Sci-Fi Channel.
Did you watch the series or the movie?
The movie.
Okay, yeah. That one. I will say I own both. Okay. I own both and
do you recommend the TV show?
There's a little bit more in depth for X in terms of the TV show, like, you know, or like in terms of like the relationships that the Heavenly Dragons have compared to like the Earth Dragons. But if you want the simple gist of X, then the movie will pretty much do it. I mean, it's a little bit more gorier than the series was.
Yeah, like literally the movie starts off with the main character seeing his naked mom like rip a sword out of her abdomen.
Yeah. 80s anime was no joke, man. I love how weebs want to say, like, I saw Berserk and that's so hard. Motherfucker, please.
Devilman, dude.
Devilman. The X, the OVA. Oh God. Molly Cat. Did you guys ever see Molly Cat?
Oh geez.
I was like, that's why I look at my cat. I'm like, I swear to God, if you're a cyborg robot, tell me now. Yeah, 80s and 90s anime. Those were the hard. Like you You can't talk about the thug life if you don't know about that stuff. No. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. The 2000s were also pushing the envelope with Gan, Self and Light,
Elfin Lead, yeah.
Elf and Lead, and several others, but god damn, the 80s and the 90s. There was some drugs. There was some drug usage in those animation studios, I swear to God. I love that comment though.
Yeah. And then we got
I feel he's trying to do a henshin pose.
Yeah. To make it mirror, you you get one like this, and then you get one in the other direction. Yeah.
And then, you gotta throw yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. That's it for the comments, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon. Stay notified for our latest videos. We got Ultraman Omega coming back next week because, this past week we didn't have an episode. So we did Ultraman Arc the movie, which is literally just an anthology of what could have been just 3 basic episodes. Yeah, and I'm so pissed. Thinking back on it, not gonna lie. But yeah, Ultraman Omega. We got number 1 Sentai Goju, the alleged final season of Super Sentai. Kamen Rider Zets, and yes, we're gonna be continuing more of Kamen Rider Black. And of course, we got Tojima Tanzaburo wants to be a Kamen Rider, an anime series that we're still discussing in our new podcast called Toku Miscellaneous. Still no Sentai this week because the out of left field hiatus that happened this week. So yeah, it is what it is. But we got content for you guys.
I will say also thank you to the Toei Tokusatsu World official YouTube channel for having the first 2 episodes of Black available to watch. Although, please be careful when you watch it because apparently Black and Black RX are both episodes 1 are together. So it's
and also I want to thank the channel for actually having the 2 movies.
Do they have the 2 movies?
Yes, on their YouTube channel.
All right, so now we.
I believe it or not, they're both 24 minutes each plus change.
So that way we don't have to go through hell or high water to find those things.
Yeah, I was getting worried I might have to get some marvelous help from some Kaizoku means.
Yeah.
Which we do not endorse, by the way.
Nope. But we must.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
And of course, check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we discuss various movies and TV shows. We recently uploaded our vlog of our visits to the farewell tour of The Who, featuring the surprise reunion of Aerosmith, as well as the voice actor for Miguel from Coco. We'll have hopefully 2 more interviews uploaded this week on at least 1 on each channel, maybe 2 on that channel. We haven't decided yet, but definitely 2 more interviews to upload and maybe 1 more vlog on top of that. So yeah, because we definitely have a lot of material for vlogs, trust us. We want to treat you guys nice. It's a holiday season. We're gonna keep on giving and keep giving, and then you're gonna be like, no, please stop giving us content. And it's like, no, you will keep receiving content and you will enjoy it because we love you guys. Have a great week, guys. Check out our personal content on our Instagrams. The Synth Prince, Boken_Kabuto wants to say hi to us in person. Pasadena Convention Center on January 25th for Pasadena Comic Con and August 28th through the 30th for Power Morphicon. We love you guys. Hope to see you again real soon. Bye.
Good night, guys.